So Dan wants it sent through Gmail. Metal Dan. So Facebook may not be working to give my posts to anybody, but Messenger is still somewhat working. I think.
I'm going live on Facebook?
No.
Oh, they're so jelly.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
This is good. Should be joined shortly by Dan and Teresa. Hopefully. I wonder if I should close this so there's not so much of a glare.
What?
Pull this down so there's not so much of a glare. No.
Don't pull it all the way down, please.
I wasn't going to pull it all the way down. I'll let you guys stay above water.
Thank
Yeah. You almost had a heart attack.
you. Those ones I didn't get are stressing me out.
Yep. Hey, Alan Corp. You got 7.3563 pi. Are we going to be rich? Yep. Yep, we're going to be rich. You want to see how many pi I got? Who almost had a heart attack? From what? Oh. Andrea almost had a heart attack.
Why? What are you waving at me for?
Because you're an unexpected participant to the show.
I'm just gonna stay a minute.
So since some people think it's rude to eat while you're having a show, then we should just slobber and enjoy it.
No, I'm gonna eat as daintily as possible.
Show the insides of mouths and everything.
No one wants to see that.
Mm-hmm. Dan the man has arrived, but we just have a picture of his face.
Very philosophical.
Philosophical pose. He says he just wants to be ultra spiritual today.
Yeah, he's waving at you.
Hi, Dan.
Sound.
I can't hear you yet. Let me make sure that Teresa got the memo. Yep, I think she did. Your hair is almost the same color as our ice cream.
I know, that's why I wanted to get it.
Can you hear us, Dan? Dan, we've done this like 1,000 times. You should know how to unmute yourself.
Hey, be sweet.
Sorry, Dan.
Can't hear you.
We got a lip read.
Maybe you can unmute.
Ask to unmute.
Yeah.
All right, how about now?
That's good.
There you go. Dan has arrived. Teresa's in the waiting room. All right. It's about to be a party.
Yeah.
Party time.
So what's new?
I have no idea. Hi, Teresa.
Oh, right. Oh, she's never been on before.
You need to connect to audio too, Teresa. There's always something you have to do. Maybe you can explain to her how to do that, Dan?
Does she have an old crappy computer as well?
I have no idea.
I'm not gonna eat
No, there should be a pop-up window. It came up right here.
I got it.
So it's a pop-up window.
No, she's on now.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Mhm.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Just got the kids to bed. They're probably still poking around a bit.
I'm going to
Nice.
play a funny Biden clip that people have probably already heard, but it's pretty hilarious. Right quick, I'm gonna do that.
All right.
Before-
Biden?
Yeah.
Hi, Teresa.
Hey, what's up? I know.
I like your way.
In a few years, Amazon may be the biggest.
I think
Hey,
that
yeah,
Hey, how are you?
It's just
good.
I've only seen you on Facebook, I think.
I know it's nice actually to meet you. Your jewelry is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
she's got 80 plus sales over how long? Like 3 months?
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
good.
amazing. That's awesome.
Oh,
Mhm.
thank you.
So,
It's
Well, you know-
cathartic to make them.
Once you're a snail, you're always a snail. So just so you know that. Is
true.
that right?
this is true.
Say,
And I expect you to make me
Oh my god.
like a little metal medallion for me to take to my grave with a snail on it.
Oh.
And since you make jewelry, I'm anticipating such.
I better get on it.
Yeah.
No time soon, though, right? Please.
Can you host? while I
What?
talk for like 5
No.
minutes?
No.
Okay. Okay.
playing the bite.
Sorry, things are trying to happen all at once here. I'm gonna share the screen for you guys, just to see Biden real quick, because we all love Joe Biden. And where is he? Where did he go? I had him on here. Where'd you go, Joe Biden?
He ran away.
He went back to his basement.
No. You can just tell me what the words were again. He's going to develop a
Mysterious illness.
mysterious illness.
I'm saying mysterious illness.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I read that on Zero Hedge.
I saw something about Joe. Who was it? It was going to be Obama, Clinton, and Bush, or one of them, taking the vaccine on live TV to prove that it's safe.
Yeah.
It will be Obama. It will be Obama, I believe.
That'll prove everything.
There are infinities
No,
that
Joe
are
Rogan.
bigger than other infinities.
We were just talking about Joe Rogan, too, weren't we?
Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan.
Elk meat.
I don't even know if they're actually. I just had it. I think.
It was on your phone.
Was it on my phone?
Yes. I'm pretty sure you received it. Fuck, no, you did not. Come on.
Oh my god, I can't even stand the guy every time I see him. And of course, my mom, she kind of like sucked into it. She loves Biden. I can hardly like have a conversation with her right now. But it is what it is.
Mm. I can't. My brain will not understand that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I'm just gonna
First of all,
play it on my
I
phone.
understand how campaigns can sometimes get a little out of whack a little bit.
So
And,
we'll
and
just stop
as I told
sharing.
her, because you asked the question, I don't hold grudges. That's why Richard Ben Kramer questioned whether I was really Irish, But all kidding aside,
First lady to be told me she holds them for you.
yes, she does, but not with she and Kamala have become friends.
Yeah.
But all kidding aside, it's a matter of the thing. We are simpatico on our philosophy of government and simpatico on how we want to approach these issues that we're facing. And so I don't have, and when we disagree, it'll be just like so far. It's been just like what Barack and I did. It's in private. She'll say, I think we should do A, B, C, or D. And I'll say, I like A, don't like B and C. And it's go, okay. Like I told Barack, if I reach something where there's a fundamental disagreement we have based on a moral principle, I'll develop some disease and say I have to resign. We don't have that. We haven't, and we discussed at length our views on foreign policy, on domestic policy, on intelligence, and she has a background in the Senate.
And they just act like nothing happened.
The
Like,
Intelligence Committee. She has a
can't
background in the
Kamala
Senate.
just gave like that smirk like she always gives whenever anyone's talking and just passed over it like nothing was even said.
I don't get it.
I-
I really don't. I really don't get it.
He wasn't joking. He wasn't like making a joke or something. He was being. He doesn't know how to make jokes, right? I've never heard him actually like say something funny.
Did they replace him again? It looks like another clone again. How many of them do they have? That doesn't even look like the one they had last week.
My dad showed me something about an Australian newspaper had something about Biden and pedophilia. So I don't know what that was all about. But
Well, that's
not the United States.
that's kind of obvious at this point. If you're talking about children touching your hair at a pool,
Mm-hmm.
then that's all you really need to hear.
Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't see that together.
And half the population is supposedly voting for that preacher.
No,
way.
no, they're not.
But that's what the lie says, right?
Yeah.
Apparently,
Whoa.
Trump tried to say something about how COVID was a hoax or something on Twitter, and apparently they deleted that. But they just delete everything, or they try to like challenge everything that he says. They try to fact check everything that he says.
Yeah. That's why I don't like that site. I have an account and I can't stand it for more than a minute. Burns my eyes. It does. I really don't like it. There's something off about it. They could hear everything you say, Dina.
Hi, Dina.
She's like,
How do you say hello
Ты
in
можешь
Russian?
вообще-то,
Привет.
ты можешь вообще-то закрыть
Привет.
двери, пожалуйста?
Привет, Dina.
Он говорит привет. She's getting mad.
Oh.
Tell her she can join the show, like always.
Capilla.
Capilla?
Capilla. He's like,
Как дела, да? Yeah.
how's it going?
Wait, let me see your dog. Can I see your dog? A
Mm-hmm.
little bit. Aw, absolutely adorable.
Who got me?
See, the dog only cares that she's being brought closer to the food right now. Doesn't care about you guys or the show or anything like that.
Yeah,
She's like, I'm closer to that bowl of food.
Right.
I have a cat like that, believe it or not. He's more like a dog. He'll eat anything. Anything that we eat, he'll eat. And I actually had to bring him to the vet a couple months ago to get scooped out. It's completely backed up. And it
Oh,
was
no.
bad. I'm like, all right, no more cheese pizza, guys. Stop leaving your stuff around because he'll get right on the counter and just eat it. Like, lick the butter if it's
Yeah,
left out.
she's such a scavenger.
So, Teresa, can you share a little bit about yourself and where you're at in this whole thing?
Sure. I'm from
Закрой дверь.
Sorry for
I'm
more.
on-
Sorry.
Right, sorry, I'm a little distracted.
Yes.
So, but it's really bad. Like, I went shopping today, everybody's just, like, afraid of each other. And as we were going, my GPS, we were going to BJ's Wholesale. And the GPS was like, COVID alert, GPS, or, contact BJ's Wholesale for a COVID check or something like that. And I'm like, what does that even mean? I don't get that. But it's just really weird how people are acting. I don't like it.
You said, where are you from, did you say again?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, okay.
Yeah.
Right. We were discussing how you got those alerts, but I never get them.
I get the alerts.
That's pretty
all the time.
strange.
They're like, COVID is spreading in your area. Make sure you stay 6
Ugh.
feet apart.
You would think where I am that I would get such alerts, but nothing.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find one of them.
Have you gotten some?
Yeah.
We got some alert that said something about you can activate COVID contact tracing if you like, which I promptly denied, of course.
I didn't get one like that, but
We got
yeah,
one,
I work in a
like,
convenience store. I used to groom dogs. I did dog grooming for 16 years, and then I hurt my back. And I have 2 kids now, so I just decided to kind of like take it easy and get like an easy job. And my dad already worked at that store, so I kind of just got right in there, and I get paid under the table, and it's pretty sweet. But just the way people act freaks me out, you know, because I've been into this like stuff since 2006 when I had my first kid 14 years ago, and you know, she's like 3 months old, and I'm at the park with her, and I look up, and I had just learned about chemtrails, and I saw them like everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like from there stemmed on to like all the rabbit holes that we know about everything. And then when this year started, it just like completely freaked my brain out to see it all like right in front of my face. Like it's just crazy. So
Mhm.
that's in a nutshell.
Yep. It's like everything came out of hiding in 2020. Before it was hiding like on the internet and in the conspiracy theory boxes.
Yeah.
Now it's hiding out like on the street and in your everything's being broadcast now.
Yeah, I have one friend who contacts me, and she's just like, "Oh my god, all the stuff you said is true," but she went way down like the Trump, like she has Trump derangement syndrome. Like she's just obsessed with him. Like he's gonna save the world, and now she's like, she's not really like into QAnon stuff really, but I don't know. So it's like, it's sad to see people get stuck on like narratives and you can't seem to like bring them out of it at all. But
Yeah, there's so many.
That's exactly what I was discussing in my video today. About how not to be stuck in any of it. Because there might be 99% truth in everything, but that 1% poison taints everything, so you just gotta be...
it's all the Democrats. that are the ones that are the problem. Like, they're the pedophiles, this, that, and the other. And, like, a lot, that is a lot true. But, it's the whole entire system.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, the whole system is rotten. But it's like, I honestly, I don't know how to communicate with people who haven't started looking, because it's difficult enough to try and have a conversation with you guys who understand a lot of it.
Right.
Let alone...
Well, they automatically think you're crazy off the bat. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're crazy.
It's difficult enough to find enough commonality with our discussions, let alone try to talk to somebody who has never even thought anything outside of mainstream. It's very difficult. How do you broach that subject?
I know.
I just do. I don't care. You just kind of smack them around, you know?
I mean, does that result in anything? Does that result
No,
in
I
anything?
really have. Like, I don't care. I'm going to tell it to your face. In a nice way, though.
What kind of response
I'll
do
hug
you
you.
get?
I'll hug you first. Then I'll tell it to your face.
But what kind of response do you get when you're just like brazen like that?
Pretty good lately.
Yeah.
It's getting better and easier, yeah. Because something's clicking in people I can see. And in some of them. The ones I talk to. So.
It depends on who you're talking to, definitely. I had a guy come into the store. He was from Ireland. And he was just like all out with all the stuff. He's like, how am I going to remember your name? Like, just think Mother Teresa. And he's like, oh, sex trafficking. I'm like, oh my God, you know your shit, huh? I was like, wow, this guy's funny. But, so yeah, there's definitely people out there, but it's few and far between, for sure. But I feel like more and more every day.
Well, I think that's where the very... I hate this subject, like the law of attraction, because I'm skeptical of how they claim it works. But in that case, in some instances, it does work. If you put the intention out there, that's who you're going to come back. Who's going to come back to you? I mean,
yeah.
How's Colorado, Gary?
Lovely. We just went on like a 13-mile bike ride today. Just got some mountain bikes. It's very nice.
Anybody have any interesting dreams lately? Because I always share my own, but I want to hear your guys'.
Dreams. I guess I haven't had any really recently. I don't know, I'd have to think. There's been some, but not like right in the last week or so.
I feel like I have dreams every night, but they just go away. They just disappear like they never happened.
It's like they get
Right.
I wanted to ask you, Dan, if you had any more details about that one dream that you were talking about where you were, I think you were coming out of caves. Is that what you said? Do you remember?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
Or who? Oh, okay. Caves. Is that a recent one?
Maybe not it's not the most recent. Maybe it's a few back.
Coming out of caves.
Oh, I remember.
I think you were.
Yeah,
flying.
I would have to need more detail.
You were a
Because
female, right? Was that one where he was in the female body?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
That's the other detail I needed.
There you go.
Because that makes it pretty obvious, doesn't it?
The pineapple.
Yeah.
Did you have any more detail about, like, I don't know, because that recount that you gave of that dream jogged my memory on a dream that I had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like a rescue mission that I was a part of, and we had it was a group of us, and we were going into caves to rescue people and kids. and we had to be super stealthy, like, on the way out, because there was some way to be seen and there was a way to be cloaked on the way out of the caves. And we were flying, but there was like no wings and no like anything visible to help us fly, but we were like floating through the caves. So I didn't know if you had any like details like similar to that, or I don't know.
There were sensations of like floating, and also some kind of strange mutant technology that was used, like some kind of laser beam tech as well.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like rescuing people. It was a battle. It was like a firefight, which was at first with guns, and then it became like this blur with these unknown weapons, and then I had this sensation of floating afterwards.
Yeah. See, in mine there was firefight like on the periphery of my vision, but we were trying to be like stealthy and get the people out, like sort of without being noticed while the fight was happening. So we were trying to use our cloaking mechanism. However, and I remember like once we got out of the cave, it went up into this like you could see out, and there was like a sea, like a sparkling ocean. And once we got to there, we knew we were like okay.
Wow. Did it feel futuristic?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
For sure.
Huh. Maybe this all goes back to the collapsing timelines.
Yeah.
Or the fusion of all of them. Interesting.
Could be. But yeah, that your dream jogged the memory of that dream that I had, which I think I had it. Were we still in Portland?
When you had that dream?
Yeah. I don't know. It's within the last 6 months I had that dream.
Interesting.
My dreams seem to fade much more quickly now than when I was younger. When I was younger, I would have a dream and I would wake up and I'd be able to digest it and remember it throughout the day and kind of apply it to my thought process in the days following. And now it's like I know I'm dreaming. I know like all kinds of stuff is happening in my dream space, but then when I wake up, it's already fading fast. Unless it woke me up, you know, if something bad happened and it woke me up like at 5 in the morning or something,
right.
And then it's right there with me because something bad happened. That's the only way I will ever actually retain that now.
That's interesting, because I would say that it's the exact opposite with me.
Yeah.
That when I was younger, I couldn't retain them. And now I'm retaining them more and more every year. So, interesting phenomenon. I guess it depends on what... there's a purpose behind them. They're not just, meaningless.
No, I don't
None
think...
of them are. Yeah. Huh?
I'm hearing a lot of stories about weird. I'm hearing my echo throwing me off. You guys don't hear that.
Is somebody having the show on in the same room, like
No.
No,
I do have my.
because there's an echo.
I don't know if that's what it is.
You're having a bit of an echo, Teresa.
She knows.
Yeah, I noticed that. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah.
I lost you guys. There you are. I have my Bluetooth keyboard on. I don't know why that.
Are you on a phone?
There we go. Is that better?
There's still a slight echo.
It's
Weird. No, I don't have anything else on. I'm on my tablet though, but
It's
Anyways,
not a
I've had
direct
a
echo,
lot
but
of-
it's like a faint sort of echo.
yeah, it's weird. No, it doesn't.
It's
Anyways,
not,
people are just
terrible.
sleep. Like my husband's been talking in his sleep, and my dad told me that he looked over at her and she was laying there and she was sleeping. She was like snoring, but her eyes were open, and it like freaked him out. I was like, what? Just weird stuff like that. I don't get it, but I don't know.
I feel like it's mostly anomalous stuff that
Yeah.
there are things like I don't know, like my work situation is pretty normal. But then everything that I see in the eyeball reality, as far as how people are behaving, and of course what happens on the news, it's like it's going more and more toward just all anomalous, like all just sort of silly, backward, strange, like from another dimension type of presentation.
I heard a really interesting theory today by one of my friends you guys know, actually, but I won't mention who it is. So he said that they are attempting to go backwards in time to change the DNA of the proto-human in the past so that we could devolve into now.
You mean
What do you think about that?
Perspective, but like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
change the past so it would make us degraded at this point.
An ascension.
Prevent an ascension?
Yes. So they're changing the past so that so our DNA could be tainted now and degraded. Too much, huh? It's too much.
That's a lot. I mean,
You're like, damn it, Dan.
Well, like what?
Huh?
No,
You have to put in there like the solution as well. Like, yes, okay, sure, any possibility is possible, but like, what is the solution?
Oh yeah, I know the solution. The end of the world.
Oh, it's that time, isn't it? It's that time.
Yeah. And then you won't have to worry about it. It won't matter, would it?
I have those days where I'm just like, can we just blow it up? Like, let's just get it done.
Yeah.
But,
Get her done.
And then I'm okay after that. People, though, like, I don't know. I mean, I just really, sometimes.
I was like that for years, and then, like, the last 2 months, I've been feeling more lively than I have in the last 5 years. So I'm like, I'm going to be kind of sad if the world ends.
I've never felt better than internally, at least, than now. And ironically, the whole world is just going bananas outside, but I'm like completely fine. I just want
same thing with me. Yeah. Something's happening. Yeah.
It's a weird inversion at the same time as it's becoming, like, for everyone who sees with clarity, it's becoming more and more clear as months go by.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm curious, how do you guys feel when you think about the Great Conjunction on December 21st?
Dan thinks the world's going to end.
No, I think Saturn and Jupiter are getting married. Chill out, bro.
Aren't they
I don't know. I get really interested. Like, there's been a lot of dates, and there's been a lot of, like, but for some reason, it's something about this that, like, it's still very celebratory. I took the day off. I'm gonna, like, get together with my
You're gonna take a day off, really?
Yeah, I already
You're gonna take that day off?
Aren't Saturn and Jupiter both guys?
What's that?
Is it a homosexual engagement?
What?
That's the thing. I was just thinking about it. I was just thinking about that before it came on. Like, would that be a gay marriage then? I guess it would be.
I'm pretty sure that they're both supposed to be dudes.
If you think about it,
But the marriage will be incredibly short-lived anyway, so it doesn't matter. They won't even last the night.
What were you saying, Teresa?
Huh?
No, I'm just thinking, like, Saturn's all about, like, restrictions, rules, limitations, this and that. I'm an Aquarius, so that's one big planet. And then Jupiter is about, like, freedom and expansion and knowledge. So I'm thinking, like, a good thing. I don't know. That's exciting.
So you're gonna marry rules and bondage to freedom and expansion?
It's the correct balance of everything.
Well, you know what?
That's my statistic relationship.
Well, that just means Saturn is
Bill-
going to be the narcissistic abuser, and Jupiter is going to be like, "Oh, just let me be free. I just want to go dance and stuff."
No, let's not do that one. No, not good.
No.
I'm curious about what Bill Cooper says about Jupiter, though. That is going to be our new sun. How he came up with that conclusion, I don't know.
Jupiter is going to be the new sun?
Yes. Our sun is going to...
That it's going to, like,
yeah.
do something or something. I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, you know who Bill Cooper is, right? The guy who got shot and killed on his ranch in Arizona.
Oh.
Behold a Pale Horse. He's one of the original conspiracy theorists. He was the Alex Jones before Alex Jones.
He was the one with the big standoff with the feds?
Yes. And he got killed as a result.
Did anybody else die in that thing, or was it just him?
Just him under very suspicious circumstances at that, too. Yeah. So, I don't know about that. I mean, it would all depend on how the cosmos actually works, you know? Like, I do think that, you know, there are rotations that take place in the solar system where perhaps there are different suns. I mean, but does it happen?
I'll be right back.
Like, would it happen, like, on one day? I don't know if that would make any sense, though. It would probably be gradual, you know? The transition phase would probably be more gradual if we're going to be realistic about it, but
well, it would have
I really don't know.
It would have to be.
Yeah. But it might not be, too. It could be just in a split second. You just don't know, you know? Yeah.
Well, the theory is that the real sun, the true sun, is hiding behind our flashlight sun. But
yeah, exactly.
But again,
exactly,
if you think about simulation theory, then it's all irrelevant at that point because it's all just what you would call fake. It's all an image of whatever the original universe was. If you subscribe to the idea that we're in a sim.
Well, yeah. Well, I think of it as the two splitting timelines. So one of them becoming the simulation, and the other one becoming the new Earth. So.
Yeah, because Becky described it as like when the solar flare or whatever hits, whatever the thing comes that hits and disrupts all the technology.
Plasma flash, yeah.
She said like everyone's going to look at the sky as if for the first time, like they've never seen the actual sky in their lives.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably how it is going to be. That's a crazy thought. There's definitely something blocking or preventing us from seeing something. A lot of stuff probably up there.
Yeah, I feel like it's just you have like this mass of land and people, and it's as if there's just a thing. It's not necessarily a visible thing, but if a thing came and just cloaked and covered it all very imperceptibly, so it takes a long time for the thing to drop over. But once it's over, then you are just inside of like a closed loop system, and you're not even communicating with the infinite cosmos anymore. You're literally communicating inside of this closed loop system.
Right, well, that's exactly what I made a video on a couple of weeks ago, going back to that Star Trek movie again. It's almost like they disclosed everything in that one movie, Star Trek the Motion Picture. It was about this machine that was... What?
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh, you gotta see Star Trek the Motion Picture. That is a must. It is... well, then I don't know. I guess I'll ruin it anyway, so why not? So, it's about a machine that takes over, entire regions of space and internalizes all the information within it in order to try to discover its origin. Because it doesn't know where it came from. It became a super intelligent AI.
Uh-huh.
It's traversing through space literally like a glob, just eating everything up. And once it arrives on Earth, so the Enterprise tries to kind of prevent it from taking over Earth. Mm-hmm. Because once it does, everything becomes a machine within it. So it's no longer living or organic. It becomes part of the machine consciousness. This movie was really ahead of its time. It was really that complex in the movie, too.
What was it called? Star Trek what?
The motion picture was the 70s, 1979, I think. Yeah.
So we could probably find it on where?
I found it on YouTube. It was $3, though. I couldn't find a free version anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it just like an episode, or is it a full-on movie?
No, it's a full movie.
Okay.
And it's underrated because it actually got pretty bad reviews, and I was wondering why, because I like watching movie reviews, so I'm like, this guy was saying it's an underrated movie, so I'm like, okay, I gotta see it. And yeah, well, it is. Why it got bad reviews, I don't know.
Probably because...
Definitely not. They were expecting more, it was more philosophical, less action. That was the problem. I think the audience saw with it.
Yeah.
So...
Star Trek the Motion Picture, 1979.
Yeah.
Oh, alright. So,
Yep, you can buy or rent on YouTube for $3 or $4 if you want to rent high definition.
That's right. But yeah, so she ended up...
I had a weird dream about a year ago, and I ended up having him retell it, and I filmed it, and I posted it. I don't know if you guys know the Young Preppers. I'm sure you do, Danny. Arnold.
Yep.
But he had a dream, and it was almost exactly like the dream that I had probably 2 months before that. So this was 2018 going to 2019, and he saw the same thing I did, pretty much. He described he was outside and there was these red, explosions or something. There was this lava looking stuff coming down, and it was knocking the holes and causing them to explode. And he was 8 years old when he had that dream, so that was weird. So I made him retell it, and I filmed him and I showed them, and because we both had the same thing. It's weird.
My son had a similar dream as well. Not quite like that, but yeah, he said it was more kind of a rapture dream where he said he saw the swirling vortex in the sky sucking people up.
Really?
Yeah. He was 6 years old when he saw it. Yeah.
Chills are a sign that it's something real. That means your body's resonating with information, which you're remembering in a cellular way. You guys, Zoom is trying to cut us short, so I'm planning to just renew it for another 40 minutes, and then we can probably be done after that. It's going to cut us off in 3 minutes, though, just to let you know.
I gotta go for a second anyway. I'll be back.
Okay, I'll just renew it now, and I'll send you guys both the new link, okay?
Sure.
Okay, see you in a bit.
Yep.
New meeting.
Sorry, I couldn't host for you.
Can what?
Host for you for 5 minutes?
No, why couldn't you?
Because I couldn't.
All we do is talk about bullshit. There's nothing special about it.
I know, but that's why I asked if you were doing the jobs before starting saying that. If you were
It's fine. She said, I want to let him call you and just when he feels like it sometimes. And it just happened to be wrong timing. So we're going to call tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can get my mom in on the call. Alright, so let's go send off to Teresa. Wait, is that it? Yes. Is there a passcode? Invite. Copy invite link, copy invitation.
You have a password on.
I do? Oh. don't even think that I can change that. I feel like I'm walking through mud sometimes. Okay, that's better. Dan has a new email. Metal Dan 33. Oh, this is why, because you're still logged in.
I miss it again.
See?
Log me out, please.
Jace. I logged you out earlier today. You must have logged in again.
No, I haven't.
I definitely logged you out. I definitely already had this happening. Or maybe it was... No, that was with Christian yesterday. That's what it was. You logged in since then. Technology's sometimes unendingly annoying. What's up, Mr. West? I've been doing some light reading of the Bible, and Sheesh sends son to be a blood sacrifice for himself. Yeah, that's a pretty... That book is full of love, Mr. West, in case you didn't know. Full of love. Okay, Teresa's back. Dan is back. Okay. Alright. Welcome back, all. Dan, can you hear me? How have you been, Mr. West? What have you been up to lately? I haven't heard from you for a while.
Hello?
Hello?
Anybody home?
Where's your face?
I'm incognito right now.
All I see is
Because
this thumbnail.
I'm secretly slapping the bass behind your back. Nah, I'm right here.
Yeah, where is your bass? Let's hear it.
Oh,
Let's hear you slap some bass.
I became too lazy to sit, so I'm gonna have to just go like this.
Okay.
All right.
So how's your guys'
So-
emotions treating you lately? Are you holding together okay?
It's like seriously up and down for me, I guess, because I don't know. Well, I have kids, and my parents don't live far, and everybody's kind of wrapped up in all this stuff. And like when I'm by myself for a long period of time, I feel pretty good. Just listening to music and doing whatever, and then I get triggered. I try to like not get triggered, but I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to work with that.
Yeah. Dan?
My emotional state, more stable than usual. So after these last series of dreams, like, I feel like a piece of myself, like, has been given back to me or something. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like something was missing and it returned. So it's been pretty good, but it's still up and down too. Like, there's some bad days also, for sure.
Yeah.
Like everybody else on the planet, especially right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bad days. Yeah.
How about the kids? My kids try to keep themselves fully distracted with whatever they can, video games or whatever.
Yeah.
Struggle sometimes getting them away from the devices because there's not much else to do. We just had a huge snowstorm.
That's definitely a big struggle because when I was 8 years old, I spent 90% of my time outside.
Me too.
And now it's like everything is like the other way around. It's like I have to convince them to go on a hike, convince them to play basketball, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a
It used
punishment.
to exactly. It used to be the other way around. It's like you would play outside and then you would go relax at the end of that at night to go play some games maybe or watch a movie.
Yeah, and your parents
That
would
was
have to try to
definitely-
like coax you back inside. You wouldn't even want to come back inside.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would stay out like up until sunset and everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's so strange. It's probably part of this machine dynamic though, you know? This transition into the machine world.
So you
It's kinda
think
sad.
that Star Trek episode is possibly what's happening here? There's just a machine trying to consume the organic.
Not exactly like that, but something similar. Yeah, there was definitely some kind of hijacking, some takeover that originated from either another galaxy or another universe or something of that nature.
I mean,
That's just kind of.
You listened to the Cyrus Parsa video, right? You're the one that got me on that last video.
Yeah, I just Samir sent that to me a few days ago, and I'm like, damn, this guy is really onto something. I think he's pretty damn close to the real truth.
I mean, he's talking about aliens in other dimensions that literally can't even physically get here, but they're trying to terraform the landscape to make it suitable for them to come here at some point.
Exactly. I think that's really accurate, yeah. Wow.
And that's actually kind of a scary thought because, like, they're trying to prep the bodies. Why would you need zombies? Unless you either want them all to kill each other and you need a population reduction, or you're trying to prep them as host bodies for something else. Otherwise, what's the purpose of having all of these, like, mind-dead people running around?
For fun. A source of entertainment for these
For who?
sick bastards.
For
They're gonna go in there.
Did you guys watch Westworld?
Yeah. Half of it, at least.
I feel like that has a lot going on too with what we're dealing with because like these sick people, they do these things to the children and like all this messed up. It's almost like they do just have fun with us, like however way they want to, you know. It's gross. That's what it reminds me of Westworld. Look at that.
But if you think about it, if you think about the dynamic of, just take that notion for a minute, that there's possibly some beings in a different dimension that can't actually physically incarnate here, but they want to do something with this place. They would have to influence the leaders of the world somehow, and they'd have to offer them some candy or, some money, some anything. And it looks like that they are offering sort of inverted principles to the leaders because the leaders are looking like they're degrading themselves. So there's somehow the aliens would be offering treats and sort of special deals, leverage, etc. for the leaders, and the leaders wouldn't even necessarily know what they're doing. They would just be like, oh, this thing just keeps pouring gold out at me, and so long as I behave in this certain way, then the gold keeps coming out, and then as soon as I start behaving in a different way, the gold stops coming out of the little magic hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're probably being used as host bodies to begin with. They're probably not even in control of themselves.
But he said
So
they're not here yet. He said the ones who are trying to prep this place, according to that theory, aren't here. They're trying to operate from afar to prepare it. Maybe it's just computer programs, like like Biden just feels like a glitchy computer program to me. I feel zero humanity emanating from that creature, like, at all. He doesn't even seem dangerous or anything. He just seems like a glitchy program.
Yeah.
I don't know, this recent clone that you just shared, I think they put in maybe like a little tiny spark of consciousness in it, maybe a fly or something. There's a little bit of light, a glimmer of light in his eyeball. Come on. The previous one was totally dead.
It's amphetamine.
I don't think there's any. It doesn't. It's like, I was in the store today and I was trying to like reach around this woman to get a Dr. Pepper, and I was like, "Excuse me, I just wanted to get this Dr. Pepper here." And I looked at her, I waited for something, like either her to get pissed off at me or for her to like say, "Oh, it's okay, no problem." She didn't even like acknowledge that I said anything. She didn't change. She gave no reaction. It was as if nothing had happened whatsoever. Andrea watched it. Like, did she react? Did she do anything at all?
Move. She didn't budge at all.
She wasn't old or senile or anything, was she?
She was older, but...
She was in a chair, but she wasn't... Was she in a chair, right? She was in...
No, she was leaning on her cart.
She was leaning on a cart. She was not senile. She was like 40s or something.
Well, 40's not... that. No, I meant like 80s is what I meant.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I'm creeping up on 40.
And it was just like, there are people they're zombies. They are the living dead. There's no life essence emanating from them, and they're just like taking up space and getting in the way.
And they get mad if you want to go.
It's a strange dynamic. I wonder if we would feel the same, though, if we lived in, like, a small village in Africa. You know what I'm saying?
Like what do you mean?
What if we never even... Okay, what if we lived in a place where... It's hard for me to explain, so... If we weren't exposed to all of the stuff that we're being exposed to and we didn't know any better, and we lived just with our own village people, and how would that change our perception then?
We would just be the villagers.
Because that's all we would know is our village people.
Yeah, exactly.
The village people.
So, what I'm saying is, like, is it particularly the rich, like the zombification being done in, like, the Western world primarily, or is it also a third world thing, is what I'm wondering about.
Well, look at Bill Gates just goes into Africa and starts doing his business. They're trying to do it everywhere.
Yeah, but I think it's probably more prevalent.
He's using people to test vaccines on.
Yeah. And that's probably the zombie juice is probably in the vaccine.
That's right, the Resident Evil serum.
Yeah.
The three types of zombies. That's fun.
I mean, yes, it sounds like we're joking, but it's not actually a joke, because they are trying to push a vaccine on everybody, and there is no discernible illness for the most part. So what is the vaccine for?
But it's not only that, it's not a joke, because there have been some vaccine trials that where the patients exhibited rabies-like symptoms.
And there's also rumor that some people immediately exclaimed, I can't feel my connection with God anymore. My soul feels dead.
Even Bill Gates said that, yeah.
The Unfuckers episode, one of the last ones they put out, they were saying that this guy was talking about RNA. He was saying that we actually breathe out RNA.
Mm-hmm.
And that he was wondering if possibly after these people get vaccinated, are they going to be, like, contagious? Like, are we going to breathe in the vaccination as they breathe it out? He was really questioning that. Plus, also, like, sexually transmitted. He was saying that you could get vaccinated through sexually transmitted, like, because it's RNA. I don't know.
That wouldn't make sense unless you're just mutating DNA every time you inhale someone's breath or have sex.
I don't know. It was interesting what he would say.
If that was the case, then we'd all be monkey, cat, dog people, insectoid. Like,
Well, maybe we are, and this is just a mirage. And once that plasma flash hits, we'll look down and we're an insect. You know?
it's gonna show our true form.
That'd be
like,
terrifying. That would be really scary. No thanks.
it could be.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not just explaining it right. Like, it can carry the information across somehow. I don't know, like the nano.
Probably nanobots.
Yeah.
Nanotech, yeah.
But you're saying
we're
the people who
same
get
air as them. It almost does sound like a zombie movie.
the people who get modified with this RNA. You're saying somehow their DNA would become transmittable through like coughing and
I'm not
breathing.
really sure how he was describing it. Like the coding that comes from that vaccine, because it's an RNA thing. And he's like, even like, say you got vaccinated and Andrea did not. Like, if you guys had a kid, the kid would be like vaccinated, but also like, I don't know how he described it, but something about like you can get it not just by the shot, but like by being around other people who have had the shot.
If that's the case, then, if that's actually the case, then like it's just you just throw your hands up at that point because you can't just seclude yourself from all other human beings.
I know.
No, what I heard was a little bit different. Is that it would be infused in a new type of mask. So you would wear the mask and it would actually have the components of that VC inside it.
Is your work requiring you to get tested, Dan?
Tested for CV?
Uh-huh.
No, I'm there pretty much alone.
I know, but if they're trying to utilize the corporation as the vehicle through which to sort of, you know.
I know somebody who has to get tested all the time because she works with old people, and since this started, I've watched her health decline, and she just found out over Thanksgiving she has cancer, and she has this huge lump, like, right here, like, in her lymph node.
Oh, no.
She's been having those things shoved up her nose for the last, like, 5 months or whatever, or however long they've been doing testing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if it's related, but it sucks.
I refused the test at my work,
it.
and I somehow kept my job. But it was like it was a scare because you know I might have not. And I know that this is what everybody's facing because they're trying to use the corporations and their leverage because they're little group homes that allow people to make their living. Right, the corporation is a house. There's a bunch of people inside the house. And that this structure allows them to make their living. So they're utilizing the corporation's influence to try to persuade everyone to get tested. And they'll probably do the same thing with the vaccine. It may not be forced, but if you take away someone's means of survival, that's also forcing to some extent.
That is forcing.
I watch a channel that this guy interviews like homeless people all the time, and I just watch it because I find it really interesting what they have to say. And a lot of them are just like, I don't know any people who are sick, and I'm homeless, like, we're fine, like, this whole thing is completely a scam, and, like, you know, those aren't even about COVID-19, they're not conspiracy videos, they're just homeless people, random videos, and you hear them saying the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're saying nobody's getting sick. I mean, people are getting sick, but it's not like what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if I told you before, Gary, but in October last year, I had a very awful, horrendous pulmonary infection that was unknown when I went to the doctor. He diagnosed me basically with pneumonia, but it wasn't really a pneumonia, and it wouldn't go away for weeks and weeks. And this was in October. So
Of this year?
No, 2019.
Oh, it can't
2019, yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
We all got sick in February, really sick, like fever, the whole thing. My son missed 8 days of school, and that was right before this all started. And we haven't been sick since then. None of us have been sick.
I feel like they're like all the sickness is just coming from the system. Like you don't get sick unless you're like plugging into the system, and then you get sick, and then you get cures, and then you feel like you're safe and all that. I don't feel like we need any of it. We don't need any of the offerings from the pharma. We don't need any of we need maybe dental and some care for broken bones if you break a bone, but
Yep.
every other thing you go to the doctor for, they just write a prescription, and that's it. Here's some pills.
Yep.
That's right, yeah.
It's true.
How many times have you gone to the doctor where the result was not them filling out a prescription?
I don't think that's ever happened, actually. Ever. So, yeah. Anyway, so what do I think is going to happen on December 21st? I'm changing the subject real quick.
I don't think anything's specifically going to happen that day, but I think it's going to be a huge shift in energy towards and that's what I think they're looking for. They're gearing up for that now because they want it to go the way they want it to go. This new age, they want to set the stage for that, for the way they want it. You know what I mean? But I feel like every time we enter into a new age, there's this beginning time where things kind of solidify into a certain genre or whatever that it's going to stay at. So maybe they think they're going to, I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say? I never get the words because I'm nervous, but we have to regain control of the narrative. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
I think I feel what you're saying is these people or beings have at least tech that shows them when certain energetic waves come through, and they're just trying to place themselves properly around it so as to benefit from it rather than just being caught off guard or something.
Yeah.
And we don't have tech to see all the things coming, but we have, astrology does some decent, I don't know what the word is, job of foretelling possible movements. I think for my own self, I feel like most of this stuff falls flat here when someone's like, "Oh, this thing's coming and it's going to be a big thing," and it comes and goes.
Yeah.
And, I don't know.
I think something might happen, not on that day, but afterwards.
I really want to.
Around Christmas.
Yeah, can we see some aliens, or can we see
show, an actual show, not
know.
not a horror shit show with people in masks.
Yeah, not
yeah.
Not here we come with bigger, locks and for your manacles, and we're gonna tie you down. No, not that shit, but just let's open up and actually have fun.
What I want to see is a spectacular cosmic light show.
Me too.
That's what I've been waiting for. I just want to see Aurora Borealis, and I want to see meteors, and I just want to see the biggest epic show in this part of the universe.
And I want to see all the newscasters completely glitch out and start fucking
yes,
in Liar Liar and stuff where they're just oh.
They can't.
I would love to
glitch
see that.
out.
Yes.
Yeah, glitching is good for them.
How do they do it? I think we keep making the mistake of trying to judge these Matrix Smiths or something as humans, because when I see Biden glitch like that and say what he said, which to me is he's just admitting everything to an extent, and Camel Toe looks at him and smirks, and they just act like nothing happened. To me, it's how are they hiding? They surely should have seen that he made a slip, and they need to have some emotional reaction, but if they're just a program, they're not even going to have any reaction whatsoever. They're going to act like nothing was even said, which is what they did.
That is what they did, yes. Very fascinating stuff.
Oh my god.
What happened now?
No, I just like I'm in constant surprise at this entire realm. Like it's just never ceases to
I
amaze
am
me.
too. I really am. Every single day, I'm just like baffled. Every single day.
Wait, baffled about what?
Everything.
Everything.
Thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, Dan, how much of this makes sense to you? Is in terms of if you just were to remove yourself from this particular world and just wake up on a world and you start seeing things and you see stuff on the news and you hear people talk, like how much of it needs to make sense for your world to actually be not an insane asylum?
After this world,
10%,
I'm gonna find
20%, like what? What's that magical number?
Because our entire lives, well, first of all, we got vaccinated. We've been eating shit foods. We've been looking at the TV. Not so much that's bad, but I'm just saying, like, we don't even know what that looks like, what that would be like. To be in a world that's lacking insanity. Like, I don't think we could imagine what that looks
You think
like.
we'd start going into withdrawals? Like, this is making way too much sense, and we start overloading because, like, the world makes sense finally?
Right?
Yeah.
No.
What would
I
we
want-
do then? Because we're always digging around looking for stuff. Oh shit, now we have nothing to do but play. Nice.
Everything is fair. Like, we don't wake up and see these monkeys on TV, and you know when they get on the news, they're not just doing 99% lies. It's not even whatever you call the truth. Like whatever they talk about on the news, it's not even related in terms of it's 100% lie. It's not even related negatively now. It's just like it's just not. It's not. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what they're talking about.
I think it would be nice to get to a place where you could actually look forward to and appreciate, enjoy the challenges when they come, as opposed to how it is now, where you're just like, oh god, it's just one more fucking thing I have to deal with. You know, it could be just like there's a challenge on the way, you're gonna rise to the occasion and see if you can meet it and beat it. Whereas right now it just feels like not impossible, but next to impossible.
Yeah. It's hard to know, like, where to begin or what to do when there's so many restrictions and people just, like, oh my god, every single person has a whole different worldview. Like, and that's purposeful. Like, they made it that way, so no one can conversate with each other, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's fully personal.
Here we are, we're talking. It's good. It's crazy, though.
What I did personally is I literally separated in my mind like the physical world that I walk around with the mental world of possibilities, and I just like I don't even let those talk to each other that much. It's just like there's one here and there's one here. There's one world that I walk out and like walk on top of, and then there's another world that has
That's what I've been doing.
possibilities.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing too. Yep, it's definitely helpful. I think.
Yeah.
I think I've always done that.
Really,
that?
that's cool. That's good for you.
I'm just weird. I'm an Aquarius. I've always kind of been a lunar. Like, I've always been weird.
But that's the thing is like people think that they're weird or something because of whatever, but they're not. Like the regular people that can think still and that aren't taken internally are the ones that aren't weird.
Yeah.
But if you say the mass of the population is drones that are controlled by who the fuck knows what, we are going to be weird compared to them, and they're going to be weird compared to us, even though it seems normal to us, like to have these types of conversations.
Yeah.
If the whole world is insane and you're not, then who's insane and who's not? Like
Us and them. Who knows?
because all these guys running around with masks really think they're saving everyone's lives. Like they truly feel like there's a deadly thing going on and they're being as safe as possible. That's an actual universe that some people live in.
Because for them it is deadly. Like the actual virus.
For the NPCs?
Yeah.
Is it?
It is deadly. It means, I mean, they're not going to exist anymore.
Oh, you mean in terms of the lie being exposed? Like the fact that they aren't real beings?
No, I just mean like all of the the parasitic energy here is going to be done away with at some point. It has to.
I have a feeling if that happens, though, most of the realm will just have to disappear. Because that's what most of it is made out of. Parasitic energy.
Yeah, and then maybe the sky will open up and we'll see a show.
I want to see a
let's
show.
have the show.
Yeah.
Let's just have the show. Enough of this. Just give me, remember that music video? Did I send it to you before, Gary? They literally show that. Like this big cosmic, I'll send it to you guys. It's by this newer band.
Okay.
Where the music video, and at the end the sun explodes.
It's not the Pearl Jam one.
No, that's the one you sent me. I sent it to you. I remember. It's Greta Van Fleet.
I think I remember now, yeah.
Yeah, or they're dancing around and there's this big cosmic light show up in the sky.
I love how the Pearl Jam video has Greta in it.
Teresa, tell them about the Satan commercial.
It has Greta?
Oh my god, though. That was
You gotta see the Satan commercial. Maybe that's what all this is about, huh?
Screen share it. Can you screen? Yeah, I don't know. That was really bad.
Just tell me what to look up. I'll look it up.
Don't share it on here. It's
No?
it's so cringe. It's so, oh my god.
Well,
I wouldn't if I were you.
Can you describe it?
Yeah, it's Satan.
Satan meets 2020, and 2020 is this adorable little girl, and she falls in love with him, and they're like feeding each other shit, and he's like, I don't want this year to ever end, and it's really fucking disturbing. It really, really, truly is.
Satan meets 2020,
Do you remember
and 2020 is a girl.
the ending? The asteroids come and destroy the city.
Wow.
You should play it. It's funny. I mean, it's funny,
I don't know how to screenshot on here, so it wouldn't be me.
I mean, I can
I'm
play
not
it.
very tech savvy.
It's called. Do you know what the name of it is? I haven't.
I would just say put Satan commercial. Or it's new. So it's gotta be up here.
Satan commercial?
I think I have it on here. Hold on. Let me see what it's actually called.
Yeah.
Is it an actual commercial? Oh, look it already popped up.
Oh my
I typed in
It
Satan.
is a real
and-
commercial, yeah.
I typed in Satan, and then 2020 was the first thing that popped up with Google.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my god.
Yep, there it is. Satan commercial match, or Satan, yeah.
When Satan met 2020. Ryan Reynolds?
Oh, shit.
Ryan
Oh, I've
Reynolds
dated
plays
much worse
Satan?
guys
Oh,
than him.
jeez.
Much worse. I mean, at least he's famous.
This is for Match.com.
I started by using the Match custom search filter. I filtered out Joel.
Okay, I'm gonna let it load.
Oh, he's what a nice looking fellow.
Yeah. He looks like a sweetie.
Jeez. Yeah. Play some soccer together later on.
Than him. Much worse. I mean, at least he's famous.
I started by using the Match custom search filter. I filtered out joy, happiness, toilet paper, and reason.
Boom.
And reason.
Most years I've dated are a little, I don't know, straightforward. I mean, there's a little misery, but nothing truly soul-crushing about them.
I just want to be remembered. Do you know the poem, The Road Less Traveled by Shakespeare? I actually have the tattoo of it.
Don't ask me where.
You devil.
Guilty. She gets me. That's the best part. When you meet someone that takes time to see beneath the
This
surface.
is not the one you sent me.
Yeah, this isn't the one.
It's just
No?
Yeah,
a perfect.
I guess there's more than one.
Wow. Yeah,
They
the one
made
you
several
sent
of
me
these then.
was better. The one you sent me was a little better than that, I think.
So that was
Uh,
not even.
yeah.
That was not even the one you're talking about.
It's the
No.
Exalted Lamb one here. It's called Exalted Lamb, the channel, the YouTube channel.
Why do I
And it was
not?
not.
When Satan met 2020, exalted lamb.
Hold on.
No, he put the commercial on his channel, basically.
He-
Just put in
Commercial in
yeah.
your face. Satan commercial in your face confirmation of December 2020.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. No. That's that one. Yeah,
This
that one. Exalted Lamb 1, yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, we got ourselves a warning.
I'm just gonna pause it for a second and let it load a little bit so it's not all choppy.
Yeah, why is it because of the...
It's because we're streaming.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Yep.
He looks like the character from Childhood's End. Remember that show?
What's it called?
I remember that.
Childhood's End. So it was a show about aliens that saved the human race, and they look just like Lucifer here. Yeah. It was based on a book.
Okay.
Remember Maurice under the bed? I forget what
You've got him met. I think the other commercial is a continuation of this one, probably.
Satan?
Possibly. That's Central Park, by the way. I've been there.
2020.
Please,
2020.
call me 2020. So where are you from?
Hell.
Me too.
Only you save me. I've been feeling so alone. I keep waiting for you, but you never come. It's this in my head. I don't know what to think. He knelt to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, "Maybe Juliet should never have to be alone. I love you, and that's all I really know." I talked to your dad, go big out of white dress. Some love story, baby, just say it.
I just don't want this year to end.
Watch the asteroid.
Wow.
That is pretty friggin' messed up, though. Like, it really
I
is.
just don't
In
want
my
this year to
opinion.
end. Wow.
Even that chick freaked me out. Her eyes, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
The way she was looking at Satan. Horrible.
Not today, Satan.
I'm 2020.
You call me 2020.
Wow.
So what? So they want us to have a better 2021 by inviting
Asteroid.
Satan and asteroids. Satan, Hellfire, and asteroids. Okay. Sounds good. It'll definitely be entertaining.
Samira thinks that they're creating new beings with the LHC, and that you can tell that which ones are which because they have the lazy eye, the wonky eye looking thing, kind of like Bezos has.
Oh, he told me about that today. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know. I mean, a lazy eye, though. I don't mean, yeah. I mean, I have a friend who has a lazy eye too. I mean, I don't know if he's evil necessarily.
Well, not necessarily evil, but just like created beings as versus already here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember listening to someone talk about the LHC, like one of the doctors. It was a few years, it was like 10 years back, and I just remember he was addressing a really large auditorium of people, and he was trying to explain what he thought actually happened with the Large Hadron Collider, and it was like he couldn't even say what he knew. He just said something like, there was a really, really big mistake, and we're essentially we have to do a sort of a purgatory style, like asking for forgiveness or something, and he said, like, I'm really sorry. He basically very sincerely apologized to everybody that he was trying to address about the situation. It's very, very odd.
That's interesting.
Well, do you remember the Bond #1 Mandela video?
Mm-mm.
It was done at the LHC, and where they were dancing around Shiva, and they panned the camera around the desk, and there's this guy holding a sign that said Bond #1 Mandela. And this was
I
like
remember
before.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bond number 1 is implying the first James Bond movie where that lady with the braces who never had braces was at. Remember that Mandela effect? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I remember that, yeah. Dolly.
Yeah. Dolly, that's right. Dolly, who supposedly never had braces in that scene, which is ridiculous beyond belief. Because she did, and everyone knows she did. Even the people who poo-poo the Mandela effect remember she had braces.
Yeah, well, the biggest one for me is it's ridiculous, the Berenstein Bears, and the map changes and the anatomy changes, and I remember Bob Barker dying. I remember my aunt freaking out when he died, like, years ago, and all this shit came out about how he was, like, flirting with all the people, like, what show was it he did? The Price is Right. Is that Bob Barker?
Oh, right.
Yeah, and I remember
he supposedly died recently, right?
No, he's still alive.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy. He's like in his 90s. And I'm like, I remember after Happy Gilmore was filmed, like, not long after that he died. And, like, he really was not around at all until, like, 2 years ago or something. He did something with Adam Sandler where they were in
we have about, I don't want to interrupt, but we have about a minute left on the second gracious Zoom allowance. So it's time to say goodbye and say thank you, and thanks for coming on, Teresa and Dan.
Thank you.
As the number of real people dwindles down and down, eventually there's only going to be like 5 real human beings left, and the whole world will be ours at that point, and we can just go around and, you know, do whatever.
We'll take it over. Don't worry about it. We'll get all the resources to ourselves.
We're going to need German Shepherds.
It's going to shut off in about 10 seconds, so thank you guys both for coming on. And
bye!
We'll do it again sometime.
Good to see you.
Okay, peace. Okay. Take yourself from basic to pro.